Welcome back to Radio Entrepreneurs 2017 edition. We had a great 2016. I want to thank all our listeners, all our supporters. Keep listening this year. Keep watching on YouTube. We got a lot more stories of entrepreneurship ahead of us. All this week, we're being hosted by our friends over at the accounting firm, consulting firm of Gray, Gray. Thank you very much. That means I'm sitting beside Rich Hershen.
It's great to have you here. I'm glad we can get 2017 off to a good radio entrepreneur start.
Great. Thanks, Rich. I hope you had a good new year.
It was wonderful.
Great. Now you're getting ready for tax season, right?
Yeah, but that's good. Good opportunity to see our clients and talking about their businesses. And so.
Well, if we're going to talk about money, protecting money, and protecting people, we got to talk about data security. And last year we had a great guest, invited him back for you, Rich, partially because I think he's pretty interesting. Robert Munnelly of Davis Malm. Welcome back.
Thanks. Happy to be back.
Even with, especially with the elections, they just never stop talking about security issues,
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right about that. It's just one of the things you see from these recent headlines involving the president-elect is that hacking happens. It can happen, especially if you're a high-profile target. So if you're a company that has issues in particular, sensitive data, sensitive information, this is the type of stuff that can happen if somebody wants to get to you. Well, the first part of it, again, this is just keep my one basic information fact is that we're in Massachusetts. In Massachusetts, every business has to have a written information security plan. It's required by law. There's no minimum size exceptions. Everyone's subject to it. And then you just have to have a plan that's reasonable in light of the size and scope of your business. It's amazing to me when I reach out to, I work at a law firm, and I ask my fellow partners to recommend my services to their clients. And I'm happy to look at their written information security plans. I'm surprised how many don't have them. And I'm surprised at how many, when they show me the plans, are the ones that they created when the rules passed 6 years ago and haven't updated them since. Those aren't compliant plans, and they really need to be thought through, and the people do have to have a real thought about this, what their business has, and make sure they have reasonable protections in place.
Do all companies need them, or is it just if you're dealing with sensitive data? And I believe there's a definition of what is sensitive data.
Yeah, I mean the legal obligations attach when you have personal information, and personal information means a name plus a sensitive number. So it's name plus social number, social security, name plus credit card, name plus driver's license. Once you have that personal information, you have it.
Then you have to have a WISP.
You have to have a WISP, yes. So that in the way that works then is that every company's going to have one because they're going to have it on their employees. You're going to have your social numbers of your employees every time. So you need at least some type of plan for that. And then, of course, as you have business that involves personal information of clients, of vendors, you need to make sure your protections are in place. And there's a whole, you can run the gamut on that from something basic to something that really is elaborate, but the important part is that you have to match the risks of your business and make sure that you think through and cover the important risks. Part of it is you just have to comply with the state law. You have to have a written plan. You have to have somebody who's responsible for the plan. You're supposed to review it and update the plan annually. You have to have certain network requirements, again, the types of firewalls and intrusion detection and virus upgrades, and that type of stuff has to be there. You have to have access control. In other words, if there's sensitive stuff that's only suitable to some people in the company, such as HR information, then only HR should have access to it. You can't just let everybody have access to things. So you have to have all the different requirements that are met. You have to have email encryption. You have to have laptop encryption, again, if you have personal information involved. But putting aside all the formal requirements of a plan and what makes a good plan, training is important because all it takes is the weakest link to be somebody who clicks on something they're not supposed to, which lets somebody into the network, which allows them to take over the network, and then you're in trouble. So training is a good thing.
Yeah.